Alaska Airlines has all my stuff saved and like my, whatever. Like, I'm not going to tell ChatGPT to buy my airline ticket. I don't trust them to pick the seats correctly. And if they mess up, who's to blame? Like, do you think Sam Altman is going to be like, oh, sorry, I'll upgrade you to first class next time? No, anyone you buy from, right? Service businesses, they have all learned that these platforms are going to, forgive my language, but they're going to F you over.
I think it's something that is like, in theory, you can make it work, but the actual user experience will determine if this will be a success. There's obviously a reason why the attempts from Google and from Meta have not succeeded.
The other day I was shopping for a new pair of trainers, but instead of hopping between websites, a genius idea occurred to me. Why don't I just get ChatGPT to do the research for me? So I typed in the style I wanted, my shoe size, and a few other preferences, and within seconds I had a very detailed list of options, complete with pros and cons. I picked the one that sounded best, I fired up my web browser, and I made the purchase. But OpenAI clearly thinks that last part is as outdated as dial-up internet or writing checks, because with ChatGPT's new Instant Checkout feature, OpenAI is hoping that leaving the chat to actually buy the thing will soon become a thing of the past. Now you can tell ChatGPT what you want, it finds it, and with a single click you've bought it. No tabs, no logins, no checkout forms, just one click. The feature, co-developed with Stripe, was announced at the end of September. It currently integrates with Shopify and Etsy, but other merchants can apply to have their products included. So here's exactly how it works. Step 1, users search for what they want. Step 2, ChatGPT returns product recommendations, which OpenAI have insisted is ranked by relevance, not payments. Step 3, users tap buy on the product they want directly within ChatGPT. And step 4, orders, payments and fulfillment run through the merchant's existing systems, with merchants paying a small transaction fee for the privilege. And just like that, ChatGPT becomes the entire purchase journey, and all of your fancy landing pages are invalid. Or are they? As Niklas Buschner pointed out, this isn't the first time we've seen a big tech company gamble on instant checkout features. Meta tried it on Facebook and Instagram, and it flopped so hard it was retired earlier this year. Even Google tried it, yet they still send all of their shopping ad traffic directly to merchant sites. So I asked Niklas for his verdict on OpenAI's instant checkout and what, if anything, makes this different from Google and Meta's failed previous attempts.
So I think it's too early to tell how this will play out, but there's obviously a reason why the attempts from Google and from Meta have not succeeded or have not really been front and center to their efforts. And I think a key thing that we have to keep in mind is that users are quite hesitant in spending their money. So if a purchase is like, let's say maybe 5 to 10 euros, like from these Chinese platforms, like from Temu or Shein, users might be very willing to spend easily without a lot of thought put into that. But if you think about purchases like for 50 or 100 or even more euros or dollars, I think users have a pretty high need for information to actually make a confident purchase decision. And so the key question, in my opinion, will be how ChatGPT can actually serve this user's intent. So will they be able to accurately pull the reviews from the products the user is looking at? Will they be able to maybe even pull in additional imagery or videos or customer testimonials they have on the site? And how unbiased will it feel? So will ChatGPT be able to also clearly point out negative reviews or criticism? I think it's something that is in theory, you can make it work, but the actual user experience will determine if this will be a success or yet another story of an attempt to integrate an instant checkout in a platform.
Then in an upcoming episode of the Paid Media Lab podcast, James spoke to Rand Fishkin about ChatGPT's instant checkout feature. And if you know Rand, which I'm guessing you do, you know he's never short on strong opinions. So here's what he had to say.
Did you see the article earlier this week about OpenAI launching this instant checkout feature? And
oh god, yeah.
And I just want to get your take on that and whether you think this whole agentic e-commerce thing has got legs in it, and what's your take on that?
You know what's so weird? It's exactly like Amazon's Alexa. Like it, one for one, right? Like it is the same thing. Remember when Amazon launched Alexa and they're like, hey, people aren't going to have to go to Amazon.com anymore. They're not going to go to your website. They're just going to say, hey, Alexa, buy me 10 more, rolls of Bounty toilet paper, or whatever it is. It never happened. Like they shut down the program. I think last year they shut down the program. They were basically like, yeah, nobody uses this. I don't think anybody's going to use this one either. I don't trust it. Like it is, they're solving a problem that is not hard.
Yeah.
Right?
That's such a good point. Like I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
It's silly. Like it's such a, hey, we're going to do this because we can, not because we should or because anyone wants it. Like I don't really have that much trouble going to Nordstrom's website and like buying a new Comme des Garçons shirt. Like, like it's easy that they already have my saved checkout information. I get my Nordstrom points there. I don't want to tell ChatGPT to do it. Alaska Airlines has all my stuff saved and like my, whatever. Like I'm not going to tell ChatGPT to buy my airline ticket. I don't trust them to pick the seats correctly. And if they mess up, who's to blame? Like, do you think Sam Altman is going to be like, oh, sorry, I'll upgrade you to first class next time? No, like, also the incentive is just, I think businesses, e-commerce businesses in particular, but SaaS businesses too, anyone you buy from, right? Service businesses, they have all learned that these platforms are going to, forgive my language, but they're going to F you over, right? Like if you own a store, whatever, your Specsavers or your Nordstrom or your Marks and Spencer, like those businesses have learned that Google was a Trojan horse that eventually screwed them, right? And is trying to take, 99 cents of every dollar of margin that they make. Why in the world would they trust OpenAI to do anything else? It just seems wild to me that you would be like, well, I was a sucker last time, but these guys seem trustworthy. Let's do it again.
The full episode with Rand drops later in October, so subscribe to Lunio's YouTube channel because believe me, you won't want to miss this one when it drops. If AI chat does become a serious way for people to buy products, advertisers will need to rethink their strategies for a world where discovery and checkout happen in this same conversation. But as Niklas mentioned, if Meta and Google's attempts are anything to go by, that might be a long shot. And as Rand said, this could end up being another overhyped but ultimately minor channel, kind of like buying through Amazon's Alexa. On the other hand, keynote speaker Mark Schaefer shared an interesting perspective. Quote, month by month, ChatGPT is eating into Google's share of search. Google is still the industry gorilla, but the trend is clear. Search and social moved us from websites to feed. Agents move us from feeds to results. We are entering an era where customers no longer browse. They ask. The answer is the retail shelf, end quote. Keep in mind that if shoppers do start buying inside AI chats, control shifts from marketplaces like Google and Amazon to the platforms that own the conversation, which completely redefines who holds the power in e-commerce. For brands, this means that the future of selling may be less about being visible and more about being genuinely useful at the moment of intent. Because when a sale feels like a service, AI stops being a tool and just becomes the storefront itself. For now, ChatGPT's Instant Checkout feature is limited to the US, but OpenAI is already planning to expand the feature into more regions, introduce multi-item carts, and expand to Shopify's million-plus merchants. So even if you're skeptical about the agentic AI future we're all supposedly hurtling towards, it's worth keeping a close eye on this one over the next few months. Are you with Rand in thinking that this will ultimately be minor, or do you think the feature holds genuine potential to change the marketing landscape? As always, let us know in the comments. And huge thanks to Niklas and Rand for sharing their thoughts on OpenAI's Instant Checkout feature. Make sure you follow him both on LinkedIn for more updates, hot takes, and advice on the stuff you need to know about. And for more videos on key PPC updates like these, make sure you're subscribed to the Lunio YouTube channel and our newsletter, where we round up the most important paid media news stories each and every month.